loved the sojourner. Therefore, you were sojourners in the land of Egypt.
It's us, your favorite real estate duo, Crystal and Caitlin. We are off to Wahalla, South Carolina today, and we have found an amazing and unique house to show you.
We on our way to Wahalla to film a new episode, and I have to have it in by Thursday. And what is today, Greg?
Oh my God, Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday.
What is that?
Wow. I do not know.
Get up.
Okay.
You think you can go fast enough to get beside it?
Look, just because I don't want to get a ticket.
You know this road's about to run out.
How in the world? How am I supposed to run over a trailer? How am I supposed to run over the trailer?
How we get outrun by that? That's what I want to know.
Greg,
how does that thing even do 45?
You know what it looks like? It looks like one of the I'm going.
Whatever, but that, what do you think? I don't know what that was, but I don't think it was on the road legal.
We'll make you wait a few more minutes. Stay tuned. First, coffee.
Mad Motors, where our word and a handshake still means something. Shop MadMotor.com for quality and dependability you can count on.
When you need a tree removed, you need someone you can trust to do the job right the first time. Licensed and insured for your peace of mind. Free estimates because cost counts.
Hi, I'm Melanie McCollum with Lumberjack Tree Service, servicing the Anderson and surrounding areas. We're fully licensed and insured and ready to handle all of your tree service needs. You can reach us at 864-642-7705. No job is too big or too small.
The first thing we did when we got to town was went to Mountain Mocha, got us a delicious coffee. We met Francochino, Emily, and Austin the first time we were there.
Y'all, we have found the cutest place here is Mountain Mocha in Wahalla, and I had a cafe mocha and it was absolutely delicious. And do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Sure. You go first, Francochino.
My name is Frank.
Call him Francochino.
Francochino.
Mickey.
I'm Marissa.
And y'all were telling us that y'all have owned the place for like, what, 6 months now?
It's been about 6 months. The place, Mountain Mocha, was created about 3.5 years ago.
We recently showed a home on Mountain Rest Lake and it was beautiful. So then we go walking into Mountain Mocha to get a coffee in Wahalla. I recognized the owner's wife and she was actually the one living in the house that we showed. What a coincidence.
And we really loved the vision of the owner, but for personal reasons he closed and we didn't want the town to lose it. We loved the place. There was a lot of support in the town for the place, and so we became a part of it and reopened, and we love it. It's an incredible town and a lot of great clientele, and we just really enjoy it.
Well, we love it too, and I think not only for the coffee, but they have ice cream, they have things to shop for in here. I mean, it's an awesome place to stop in. You gotta come try it out.
It's been great, and Wahalla is just such a great little town, and it's a gateway to so many waterfalls and so many hikes and so many things.
We're gonna check some of that out today as well.
We have the book for you. We keep a bunch here if anyone needs it. We got all the local things to see.
All right, awesome. Thank y'all for being so accommodating to us today.
Thanks for coming.
Making our way downtown.
I don't know, the castle is where I spend most of my days.
All right, ladies, now it's time to go shopping. We found a cute little store up here and we want to check it out.
Of course, when we went shopping in the store, everything in there is so cute. And of course, I bought things.
We are at Sunny Ann Mercantile.
They also own 2 other stores. We'll put their information on here in case you want to come by. They have such cute stuff.
Hey everybody, we're coming to you from the Museum of Cherokee in South Carolina here in the beautiful town of Wahalla. I'm with the director, Mr. Lyle. And Mr. Lyle, tell us a little bit how you got this started.
Well, the museum actually got started when we were working on this monument for the Cherokee heritage of the county. Everything here in Oconee County is named for the Cherokees who lived here before the white settlers came. So we put this monument in, and when we were working on this, I was exploring a building across the street. It was a little abandoned building. The roof had caved in, there were trees growing in there, and we thought that would be an excellent place to have a museum to honor our Cherokee heritage.
And what's the correct pronunciation for Oconee?
Oconee.
Oconee.
Yeah.
Will you show us around?
And it means beside the water.
Beside the water.
Yeah. Everything we have here has been donated. We have not had to buy anything. So everything that you will see in the museum has been donated by mostly local people. So this is a typical Cherokee village layout. You would have each family would have 2 houses in the same village that have a winter house and a summer house. And then every village would have a council house. The Cherokees and most of the southeastern tribes were democracies, so they elected their leaders, they elected their councilmen and their chief. And the chief would only be chief as long as they needed him for a particular thing. Like if it was wartime, like fighting the Creeks or Catawbas, they would need a war chief, so they'd get a warrior. Most of the time it was peace, so they'd have a peace chief. And it was not hereditary, they were elected. So they would have the council house there, and it had to be big enough for everyone in the village to meet in there. Every village had a plaza, usually connected with the townhouse or council house, and they would have ceremonies and games there. There were 27 villages here in what is now Oconee County. We don't have that many towns here, but we can name the 27 villages. And so a lot of the names have stuck here locally. They never let it get over 500 people in a village. And if they got a little over 500, they'd split the population and start a new village. And they did that for obvious reasons. They couldn't support more than 500 in a village and, the farmland that they had around there. So.
Okay. And like I'm from a family of 10. I've got 9 siblings myself, same mom, same dad. So what would you say an average size family would be?
I don't know if it'd be up to 10, but they had strong family ties. And here in the Southeast, it's kind of like we have now, mama runs everything. It was a matrilineal society, so all the kids that a man and his wife would have would be her kids.
Every project brings different types and amounts of waste, and it can be difficult to know exactly how to choose the right size container. At Local Waste Management, we offer a number of options and equipment to efficiently meet your needs.
We are Realty One Group, a lifestyle real estate brand that is doing things differently and untraditionally.
We are Crystal and Caitlin, a mother-daughter real estate team with Realty One Group Freedom. We too are known for our untraditional marketing, and this is one of the many reasons that we love Realty One Group.
I'm here with a fella I've known of and heard of for decades, but this is the first time I've actually got to meet you.
Chris, this is a big build-up.
No, I mean, it's a huge build-up.
It's going to be hard to follow this.
Oh, I don't think it's going to be hard to follow for you at all.
Okay.
This is Mr. Mark Thompson, the director of the Wahalla Performance Arts Center. And we got James Gregory right here behind
Uncle
us.
James.
We are so excited to be up. Thank you for having us, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure.
I appreciate both you guys coming out. Yeah.
So tell us, what all do y'all do here?
We are a probably one of the last true existing nonprofit performing arts centers in South Carolina. So our little organization owns the building. There's a group of 10 board members and myself, and we've got 80 plus volunteers that help us out here. But we were deeded the building actually 30 years ago. It's the anniversary of saving the building from becoming a parking lot. And
Wow.
20 years ago, opened the doors for the facility. And since then, they've done a number of plays. Well, next weekend, we have Mr. Lee Greenwood here. And he's doing a 80-venue tour for his farewell tour, and we're one of them. So
That is awesome, man.
Yeah.
And man, I tell you, me being a performer myself, I need to see the stage. Can you show me the stage?
Let's go see the stage.
Man, this is awesome. How many people do y'all seat in here?
The room is rated at 500. We actually have 465 fixed seats in here. And then that back area, we've accommodated another 20 people.
Wow.
20, 30 people, yeah.
How often do y'all sell out shows here?
Well, this past weekend, we had our fundraising golf tournament Friday morning, which was fortunately sold out, had an incredible crowd. And then Friday night, we had our good friends Black Jacket Symphony here doing the Fleetwood Mac Rumors album.
Oh, wow.
And so Friday night was sold out. And Saturday night, other than those few seats in the very back balcony, we were probably about 15, 20 short of selling out the second show. And then next weekend, we have Lee Greenwood will be here, sold out. We've got entertainer, Fox News contributor Tyrus will be here.
Okay.
And he's got 2 shows in May. We've got Crystal Gale coming back. Winona Judd has been on the stage 3 times, 4 times. Tandy Tucker's been on the stage. Marty Stewart, Bill Medley and the Righteous Brothers, Arlo Guthrie, the Oak Ridge Boys. The list is so long. I mean, I've kind of forgotten. In 6 years, it's amazing the 80 plus shows we do a year, and we average anywhere between 30 to 40,000 people that come through the building in the course of a year.
Okay, so what was the building before?
It was an elementary school.
Oh, this is an old elementary school?
It is, yeah.
Oh, okay, wow, that's
Yeah.
great. That's incredible.
And then the room we're in the auditorium was built in 1912, and they held not only the school activities, but for a town that was, at that time, under 4,000, they used to do all their civic activities and fundraisers.
This town is really cute. There's a lot more in downtown to do than I thought there would be.
Y'all, when we first saw this house, we had saw it in pictures before we went, but when you pull up to it, like it's just something out of a storybook. It's amazing.
Hey y'all, it's Crystal and Caitlin, and we have made it to Wahalla, South Carolina today, and we are at 221, what is it?
Collins Valley Road.
I can't think because I'm so excited. We're at a freaking castle, y'all.
With gargoyles. We would like to thank Cynthia Howe and Jeff Cook with the Jeff Cook Real Estate Team for letting us showcase this house today.
Look what I found.
No, you did.
There is a real freaking sword here, y'all.
Well, why not? A castle.
I just pulled this out of a rock. That's like a fairy tale thing. I'm strong. This thing's heavy, and look, it's taller than you. A castle with a sword.
Put the sword back. Let's show the house.
If we weren't supposed to touch this, I'm sorry, but who wouldn't touch this if they saw it? As if the sword wasn't enough, there's a knight.
This home has character for days, but what else could you expect from a castle?
Looking for top quality custom apparel and signage for your business or organization? Trust the experts at Brady Screen Printing and Embroidery.
This is Gregg, Brady Screen Printing.
Trust the experts at Brady Screen Printing and Embroidery.
Yes, sir. Would you like screen printing or embroidery?
From custom t-shirts and hats to promotional signs and banners, our experienced team can create it all.
Just let me know how I can help you out. Thank you, sir.
Give Cade Gray a call today at 864-617-8999.
There's another thing I point out to tourists when they come in here. Here in the Southeast, we get a lot of our customs and traditions from the Native Americans who were here thousands of years ago before we came here. Now, I was born and raised in the South. I was also in the military, and when I moved around from place to place, they do not do things like we do things here. Like I was stationed at Fort Dix, New Jersey. You can't get a good plate of grits up in Fort Dix. This is very, very rare. This is a maize mortar, or my wife calls it a grits grinder. But Native Americans use that to grind corn. So they would have a hollowed out section of a tree, and they would have a pole that they would beat the corn with to grind it up and then make grits. But here in the South, a lot of the things that we eat came from the natives who were here first. We love barbecue here in South Carolina. Guess where that came from? Native Americans. Here's another image of South Carolina Native Americans doing barbecue. Of course, they didn't have all the sauces that we have now, but they did make barbecue. Also, games. We call it lacrosse. They call it stickball. And back in the day, it was a lot of fur trade. The Europeans had goods that the Native Americans wanted, and so the only thing they had to pay with was deer skins. That's another term that we get from Native Americans is buckskins. How many bucks does that cost? We're getting ready to do another archaeological dig at the site of Oconee, the Oconee town site, which is now part of the Oconee Station historic site. We actually helped purchase the land from the private landowner where the village site was, and we'd already done 2 archaeological digs there to confirm that that is where Oconee was. And so we bought that acreage and donated it to the state. So now it's part of Oconee Station historic site. And we're going to do some digs. This is an illustration of one dig we did at Oconee Town. And then this other one is a dig at Chattooga Town. So they actually found the townhouse of the Cherokee village of Chattooga there. So there have been a lot of archaeological digs here in Oconee County, and we keep uncovering things all the time. We had 4 treaties here in South Carolina with the Cherokee, and the last 2 that we had, the state of South Carolina had, they did not have to leave. They could stay on the land. All right, and that most people don't realize that. That's why we still have Cherokees here in Oconee County. But in that one, we have a quote from Andrew Pickens saying that they could remain by political indulgence. So they could stay on the land for this treaty of 1777 during the Revolutionary War. And then in 1816, the state of South Carolina actually bought land from the Cherokee, paid them money for it, and then whoever wanted to stay could stay, and the state would give them a deed to 1 square mile of land, which is 640 acres. So it tells all about that in here. And then up at a place on the Chattooga River called Chattooga Town, there was a gentleman named Walter Adair who got 640 acres, but he sold it to a white settler 1 month later after he had the written deed to that property. He sold it to a white man and moved to Georgia, and then ended up having to go on a Trail of Tears out to Oklahoma later. If he had stayed here on his land, his family would still be here. We still have trail trees here that mark the Cherokee trading path. There are buku trail trees around here. I just have a few illustrated here. But the Native Americans would bend a white oak tree to point the direction that the path led to. So we get a white oak tree, which lasts forever and it's very flexible. So they'd grab it about shoulder high, bend it about arm's length and then tie that part down and strap it down to a stake in the ground, and then the tree would naturally grow right straight back up. So it would point in the direction that the path was leading, so you wouldn't get lost in the woods.
Wow.
I don't think I pointed this out, but this is the only Native American museum in South Carolina. There are no other Native museums. Even the Catawbas have a federal reservation, but they don't have a museum. They have a cultural center, but not a museum. So we're it for the whole state. So we have folks from all over coming here to see what we have.
And all this came about by you guys putting the statue up across the street?
That's what started it all, yeah. And I was ready for retirement. I taught school for 32 years, and I was ready for something else. And so this has been my project for the past several years.
Oh, wow. But I tell you what, though, man, I mean, just what we've seen so far is amazing, and definitely a history lesson for me.
Yeah.
We've got a few ties up here in Cherokee, but I tell you what, I've definitely been informed on a lot here, what have you. What's your hours here at the museum?
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 11 till 4.
11 to 4?
Or by appointment. They can call me, and I can be up here. I live like half a mile from here. I can be up here in 5 minutes.
Just like today, we kind of put him on the spot. Somebody said, if you're going to Wahalla, you definitely got to come to the museum. And I called the number yesterday and expecting the answer machine with the hours, and this gentleman answered at a board meeting. So that goes to show you how committed he is. We definitely certainly do appreciate the time that you've given us today. And is there more back this way?
There's a lot more back here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Serving the upstate and surrounding areas with dedication and commitment. Electric City Insurance Service is your local insurance company. Need insurance for your home or business? We've got you. Auto, RV, or motorcycle coverage? No problem. New driver or less than perfect driving record? That's okay. We've got you covered. Don't settle for less. Electric City Insurance is best. Get the one-on-one insurance expertise you deserve. Call 760-1020 today or stop by for a free quote.
So what is the most exciting thing that you have on your calendar that you want everybody to know is coming here?
You know, Chris, that's...
I know you're in the city.
You and I being big comedy fans.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes.
And I'm not talking about the fact that we're both big, but
Yeah.
I mean big comedy fans, right?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Is the fact that we try to keep it mainstream. If I booked, people say, well, you put it in what you. I said, if I had this room booked with what I wanted, I'd have Johnny Cash, George Jones, Bruce Springsteen, Earth, Wind and Fire. I mean, old school,
right.
60s, 70s, up to the 70s. Once we got to the 80s,
yeah.
But we have such a diverse. We have family friendly. Everything is family friendly, but we've got. Mutt's Gone Nuts. We've got a Wild Kingdom of Animals that's coming in here, so we do those type of shows. But we've got classic country, classic bluegrass, new bluegrass, old bluegrass, rock, new rock, old rock. We had the Chapel Heart Ladies that were just on the CMTs on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
And they were in here and did 2 shows back in December. We have had Drake Milligan, America's Got Talent. So very diverse on shows and try to mix it up quite a bit. So just a lot of great shows that have come in here. But the classic rock, classic country is, we've had B.J. Thomas in here. We've had Ronnie Millsap in here.
Oh, you can't go wrong with Ronnie Millsap.
Ronnie came in here and, like a lot of these classic artists that are getting up in age, and I came in and I thought, man, they quoted that he was going to do 90 minutes, and I thought, okay. Ronnie Millsap came in here, and the first couple songs, I think he was just getting in his groove, and I was in the back. That man did about an hour and 20 minutes, 120 minutes, I'm sorry. It was about 120 minutes. Once he got rolling, he just got into it and just kept on going. So,
that is amazing.
Yeah, so some cool shows.
My favorite thing is when me and my friends were younger, we used to have a game that we would play. We would run around and smack each other in the forehead and say we got Millsapped. So that was our game. Okay, so if people want to buy tickets, they want to find y'all on social media, where do we go to find that at?
Our website is really one of the best places, wahallapac.com.
Wahalla PAC.
It's really easy when you Google it. It's one of the top search engines. Go on there, and it's got the list of a ton of shows that are coming up.
Right.
And I want to remind folks that in the town of Wahalla, the population here is about 4,500.
Right.
For the whole community of Wahalla. Oconee County's resting at pretty close to 85,000 right now. So about 50% of our people come from the county, and the other 50% come from 60, 90 miles out.
Right.
So we've got a great base to come in. North Carolina, I mean, shoot, we're 10 miles from the state line.
Right.
Or 10 miles to the state line of Georgia. So, you know, we get a lot of Greenville, Anderson, Spartanburg, those folks, but we get so many North Carolina folks that come in that, you know, that are between here and Asheville that it may be easier to make the drive here. And of course, there's great, incredible shows in Asheville and up in that area, but as well as Athens and Atlanta. But it's just a neat little place. We've got great Airbnbs. It's we've got the largest concentration of waterfalls in the southeast. We've got the largest waterfall. We've got the most amount of lakes. I mean, so when you come here, you can see a great show, but then stay for the weekend. You know, hit one of our restaurants downtown, and so it's a fun place to hang out.
Is your grass overgrown? Is it so high it makes you want to groan? A cut above lawn care and landscaping is just one phone call away. Licensed and insured, a cut above lawn care and landscaping has over 35 years of turning out of control backyards into barbecue ready oasis. Give the professionals at Cut Above Lawn Care and Landscaping a call at 864-221-1131.
So it's time to wrap up Hometown Road Trip once again. We want to thank you guys for coming along with us, and Wahalla did not disappoint. We barely scratched the surface, and we went to a coffee shop, a boutique, a castle, a performing arts center, and a museum. And we didn't even get to the waterfalls. So we'll probably have to make a second trip to Wahalla. We want to thank our sponsors, because without you guys, this could not be possible. And we got two sponsors that you guys are rock stars, and that is Brian Blackwell with A-Team Renovations. If you need anything done renovating, A-Team is the one to call. They're a locally owned family business, and make sure they'll take care of you right. And Shaw's Grading. If you need your forest turned into a garden, or you need a Jumanji jungle turned into simply a backyard, these are the guys that you want to talk to, because they work with hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment, and they can turn it on a dime. They're a family-owned business out of Star, South Carolina. Make sure you contact them for all your grading needs. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all. Our show's only gonna get better, and we hope y'all continue to tune in on My 40 at 9 o'clock on Saturday mornings to Hometown Road Trip.